Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Falcons and the Dolphins, just ahead on EA Sports.
A city known for its incredible skyline, its nightlife and beaches, today centered around this venue, Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. And finally, Brock, we can say it. Football is back. Look at that. We didn't even practice that. Wins and losses don't quite count just yet, partner. But for a lot of people, us included, we are just happy to see games being played once again.
Yeah, it's been a long wait for fans of the sport. And it's one thing to have a draft and OTAs. It's another to actually start hitting one another. And I know for these guys on the field, they can't wait to hit somebody else. And it's also the time to fight for roster spots and start shaping your roster for week number 1.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. And here we go from Miami. And this isn't even going to be close, partner. The opening kickoff fails to reach the landing zone, so they're going to have to defend from the 40 to begin this game. So hopefully he's able to find the landing zone next time. His first kickoff gives him some great field position here.
Automatic first down.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is first and 10. And he sent a man in motion. Off the play fake. This finds Smith. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Opening carry for Devon Achane. There it is. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins take a 6-0 lead right away. Devon Achane with the touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. And a lot of answers have to be found defensively.
On the return, here's Ray McCloud. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful return. So here are the Falcons out on offense for their first drive. And they'll be led out by the 8th pick in the draft. The lefty who led your alma mater, Washington, to the national championship game, Brock, Michael Penix Jr.
You know, we expected to see a lot of them right away in the preseason. You want your first-round QB as prepared and familiar with this offense in a game setting as he can be when week 1 rolls around. But this is where he could show the potential the team saw in him without quite as much pressure to win.
Penix to the air to start us off. He's on the move. Completes. It's Bijan Robinson. Good little whip there. Looks like about 6. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
On first down, here's Penix. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often.
He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down. To the air with Penix. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And the Dolphins got it. And Miami returns this to the end zone. Touchdown. The Dolphins take a 13-0 lead. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. The point after splits the uprights. And the Dolphins drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Here's Avery Williams on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. This would be a good time for their first points of the game as they find themselves down a notable amount already in this opening quarter. Finds his target, Robinson. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They go play action. Here's Penix. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. The pass falls incomplete, but was there a reason for it? We see a flag out there.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
Offense tagged for the penalty there as they walk off the distance. Penalty not helping their cause for this third down. Penix working from the gun. Escapes out to the left. Throw reeled in by London. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, a run to Robinson. Juke the defender. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
Penix now on first down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Couldn't find Kyle Pitts on that throw. So that brings up second down. Now, Brock, we get a look at their draft class from this year. A group that, regardless of reviews around the league, they are very happy with.
Well, beyond the physical traits, there are certain types of players teams are just looking for in the draft. Guys who fit the identity and culture of the building and also match up with their schemes on the field. Looking at a couple names in front of us here, Kate, they just feel like they belong with this franchise. For their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Now there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. It's only 2 on the pickup, and it's an interesting call for them now on fourth down.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll get him back to 11.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Eskridge to return it. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here's first and 10 from the 34.
Ready.
They go play action with Tonga Vailoa. Throw right side, caught by Smith. Still fighting forward. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. We're back for the second quarter. Dolphins in a real good spot to score. They'll run with Mostert. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
Mostert gets it again here on second. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. The Falcons take a timeout to their final one. And we'll see how this plays out the rest of this half with none remaining.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
The catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Well, he had the space from the defender and the concentration to make a great catch. What he didn't have was enough end zone real estate. That's just a very, very exciting incompletion.
Aubrey puts it through, and then extends their lead to 14.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Sanders all set to send it away. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. First throw for the backup now. And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Throwing on 3rd, Cousins. Rolling left, buying some time. Skips it short of his man. That brings up 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. They're going for this. And they won't do it. So that falls incomplete on 4th down.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
Man in motion here. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate, right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with a tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Now it's Jake Bailey, who's out to punt this for the Dolphins. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. And they sure surprised us, going for 2 in that spot on their last drive. Not sure we're going to see that call come out here again. 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Flush down out to his left. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, Cousins. That's low and bounces short of his man.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Now following that play, we have somebody shake. Man, with so many guys fighting for roster spots, you never want to see someone get hurt. Hopefully they can fix him up quick. Well, best of luck here. It's 4th and a considerable distance. Back in his own end zone, looking to throw. Into a crowd, and intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. Play action on 1st down. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down. Throwing here, Huntley. Hits him on the in route. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. The Dolphins trying to add to their lead. Offense set for a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
To throw, here's Huntley. Fights off the pressure. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here's Huntley. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
This throw is caught. And in for the Miami touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game. Yeah. That's well done.
Sanders all set to send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now here come the Falcons on offense. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. Here's a handout for McClellan. And he gets him around 6 there. It was Tyrell Dodson with the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. They go to McClellan again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. And they're going to spike this one. No, wait, no, they're not spiking it. They're going to throw. And they aren't fooled by that fake spike. They kept charging and got there to take him down. Offense to the line for 2nd down. And he could have a free play here. Getting out to his left. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him.
Still 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Play action now for Cousins. Rolling out to his left. Throwing on the run, deep down the middle. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up. Running right, it's McClellan. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. And wait, what's this? They fake the spike. Hits him on the out route. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. So we've reached the half of this preseason opener. Now it's up north to Orlando for a look around the league. We've got Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kay, thanks very much. Back to you two in just a moment. The preseason is upon us as these two teams get things rolling. They'll have 2 more games after this to get ready before week 1 comes our way. It'll be here before you know it. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed. They'll watch the second half with the shoulder pads off, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Kate Scott. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewart.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Here comes Williams on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Out comes the Atlanta offense for the debut possession of the second half. In that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace, but they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this 3rd quarter. They fake the handoff. Now Cousins. Completed to his running back. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Vacates quickly left side. Fits it through the middle. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down. They're going play action. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last 2nd attempt to get rid of it.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins again. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jordan Poyer has it. And the Dolphins will take over along the midfield stripe after the interception and return. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Tight end motioning right. A run from Mostert to begin the 3rd. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Here we go, set. Set up.
They put a receiver in motion right.
Set go.
Here's 2nd and 5. That's going to be caught by Washington. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Counter give to Mostert. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Lorenzo Carter there to bring him down. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
Now Huntley. Hits his target. That's Durham Smythe. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Lorenzo Carter there to bring him down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
That's caught for the first. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10.
70 Lions.
Motion man sent left. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Jukes out a one-stop. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
Come on. Set. Hunter. Go.
Here's a give inside to Mostert. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. It's a gain of 2 on the play. Still some work to do on 2nd and goal. Sending a receiver left. One more time with Mostert. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. And they'll likely be very protecting of the only one they've got remaining. So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Ready. Let go.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down. Jason Sanders leading the Dolphins field goal unit out. He's hit once already. This is a short one, inside of 30 yards. Aubrey puts it through. And the advantage now sits at 24.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. This ball's caught by Algier.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Cousins out of the pistol here. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Huntley has him on the quick hitter. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They have themselves another 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. Running on first with Mostert. And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Dolphins football. They don't got to do much. They've already earned a massive lead.
Ready up.
2nd and 3 now.
Here we go. Here we go. Check go.
Huntley now to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins keep running away with this. Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins grow their lead yet again. Sanders all set to send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
On 1st and 10, it's Cousins. He's on the move. Now here he goes. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
Second and 6 coming up here. Even more problems now as they don't get the snap off.
Delay of game, offset.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They'll run here following the penalty. And he got there to make the stop at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and now they'll face 3rd and 11. Throwing is Cousins. Escapes the pocket. Pass is hauled in by the running back. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Well, following that play, we have somebody shaken up. And, man, with so many guys fighting for roster spots, you never want to see someone get hurt. Hopefully they can fix him up quick. Desperation time here on 4th. Buys time, rolling right. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jordan Poyer has it. The 4th down call ends in a defensive highlight as he picks up the throw and gets his guys off the field.
You know, one way or another, it looked like they were going to get off the field that time, but it's so much sweeter as a defense to run off that field holding the ball. So many defensive coaches in this league preach it. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Not only the energy you create on your side, but that little seed of doubt you put in the quarterback's mind the next time he goes out to throw it.
It's Mostert on 2nd down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Throwing now off play action. This finds Mostert. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Staying between the tackles with Mostert. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Dolphins coasting to the finish line. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Going right back to Mostert. And he'll go down here at the 16. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down. Man in motion, out of the slot. The give on 3rd to Mostert. Jukes one defender, and he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So in the end, it's a Dolphins win here. And they're off to a good start in the preseason, Brock. Seen a lot of players fighting together for the victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Dolphins, your winners, as we say...
The players on your team earned XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each This is the player card. Here are a player's motivations. How It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Falcons and the Ravens, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and Emmons. We thank you for joining us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Two of the preseason. Greg, as the coaches get ready for this one, you never know a preseason game was what we were preparing for. There was a focus and intensity after getting on the field for the first time as a unit in week 1.
You're exactly right, Mike. We had an opportunity to meet with these coaches, and from the way they talked, you would have thought this was week 10 of the regular season. And I think really what it boils down to, this is another great opportunity to have your players play in live, full contact, full competitive against another opponent. You don't get a lot of those opportunities nowadays in practice, and both these coaches want to take advantage of this opportunity here today.
And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
With that, we'll give you a look at the draft class from this past April, and obviously any time you select a quarterback with your first pick, he's going to steal most of the headlines. But this organization feels like they were able to add some other foundational pieces in the selections that follow.
That's such a deflating feeling for a defense here on 3rd and short. They've got great coverage, but they don't account for the quarterback picking it up with his legs. It's exactly what he's able to do here on the scramble. Fresh set of downs.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. Short throw taken by Pitts. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 1st and 10. A give, and here comes Robinson. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Penix. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
It's almost like the defense knew the back was getting the ball there, because from the moment the ball was snapped, there was a defender all over him. He's able to bring him down for a loss.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down, and it's a big letdown there defensively. Somehow they allow them to convert on 4th and long. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. They'll go play action now with Penix.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Penix on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down. They managed to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. From the gun, here is Penix. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Give him a dozen yards on that one and give them 1st and goal. Back to throw. Here's Penix. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Michael Penix. Touchdown, Atlanta. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively, to be able to sustain.
And now it's a flip back to the kicker. It's a fake. And that will be incomplete. They could not hook up on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. Justice Hill to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Ravens led out by the reigning MVP of the National Football League, Lamar Jackson, already season 7. Greg, he's won a couple of MVPs, and he's as talented as we see in the league.
And remember now, Mike, since they made the schedule change, this week 2 of the 3-week preseason is really the opportunity to have a dress rehearsal for a lot of these starters. We see them get more game opportunities and game reps, all in preparation for week 1 to kick off. But for the rest of the team, there's the guys looking to fight for roles, and there's a lot of guys just looking to fight to make the roster.
On the ground, this is Justice Hill. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick 1st down.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
On play action, here's Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. They'll motion over Flowers. Second down. Jackson. Open man is Tylan Wallace. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons will use their third and final timeout. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. They'll send a tight end in motion. Play action now. Jackson. That is caught at the 3. And he'll take it on in. Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tucker's extra point up and good. And the Ravens move out in front by a point. It's 7-6. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. Avery Williams on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Falcons offense going to take over now for the second time. The deficit is 1, as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. He'll tuck it and take off.
He tried to buy all the time he could, but when he saw that space, he quickly turned from thrower to runner, and he's able to pick up a nice gain on first down.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
And this will not be a spike. He faked it. And that is incomplete. A little trickery with a fake spike, but it does not pan out. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll try to run for it. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. First and 10 now from the 36. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. That'll be caught by McLeod. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is first down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early first down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal, but either way, I'm coming away with points.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. So here's a chance to take the lead going into the locker room. It's 1st and goal. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. That one is caught beyond the pylon. Kyle Pitts, touchdown Falcons. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes Hill on the return. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll motion over Flowers. Off the play fake. Jackson. The pressure will get to him. He goes down. There is a flag down in the backfield. Usually the spot that tells us holding. Ronnie Stanley, the former 6th overall pick, guilty there. From the gun, Jackson. This one complete to Bateman.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Encroachment defense.
The penalty helps a bit, but it's still 3rd and long. This time they stay on the ground. So, we are at halftime in this preseason matchup. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Back to you and Greg in just a moment. Want to remind everyone, this is week 2 of the preseason. These two teams will have one more tune-up after this next week, before the regular season gets started on the Thursday following Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Roster spots are going to be won or lost depending on these next 2 quarters. So let's get back to it as I'll hand it back over to Mike and Greg.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Mike is going to play a big role in who wins this one. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. The Ravens offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this 3rd quarter. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. They'll run here with Hill. And their woes in the running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. He's going to air this one out. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down. So the drive ends, and on comes Jordan Stout to kick it away. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Falcons offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
They need 8 as they come up for third down. They'll throw. It's Penix. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now he'll air one out. That's caught. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. From their own territory, what a play on fourth down. 38 yards. Again, it's Penix. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in second and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. He's going to lose a yard. Third and long. Play action. It's Penix. He's going to run it.
That's a really good effort on third down, just trying to make something happen. He did well to get what he got, but it's not enough for a first.
Fourth down, and the Falcons turn to Younghoe Koo for the field goal. And that one not going to have enough leg behind it. Not by a long shot. It is no good. And this is going to remain a one-possession game.
Let's go now.
On the ground, here's Keaton Mitchell. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Braylon Trice on the tackle. Look him up on a second down and 8. Here's Hill. And the defense, good job sticking to their rules. They didn't take their eyes off the running back, who gains nothing. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. That's complete. It's Justice Hill out of the backfield. And he will not get... Terrific open field tackle gets him down behind the line. 2nd and 11. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of this third quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. EA Sports back for more from the NFL preseason after this. They need one right now. 3rd and long. The pressure gets there again, and again he goes down. Ravens sending the punt team out there. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. The Falcons offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line. So a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. Up the middle they go. And that'll give them a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. Here's Penix. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. To throw is Penix. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the pass. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll begin with 1st and 10. He keeps it himself. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. On the ground, they'll go with Hill. And the struggles continue. He's dropped behind the line again. Falcons go ahead and take their 2nd timeout.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
All run play. This is Hill. And he's going to be close to that 1st down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a 1st down. Now this time they'll look to throw. He runs with it. And he's going to be taken down. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 6 coming up. Tight end motioning left. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. Big play in the game right here. It's 3rd down. They bring the tight end in motion. Now he takes off. Trailing late. They've got to go here. It's 4th down. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. The Falcons offense ready to take over possession of the football. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down. 2nd down and 3. Now a give up the middle. And he'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down. Looking to throw, it's Penix. That complete to Algier.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Handoff here, up the middle. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down. Throwing is Penix. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack. That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. From the gun on third down, here's Penix. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
Interesting decision. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. They're going to keep the hammer down and go for it on 4th and goal. And they are going to add 6 more here at the end. Stay tuned for the coach's handshake. It might not be the friendliest. That late touchdown extends the margin of victory here on the game's final play.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not sure how popular this move is going to be on the other sideline. And listen, I understand in the huddle sometimes kind of players take it upon themselves to do things like this, but the call there has to be take a knee, move on, shake hands, and go to the locker room. But not in this case.
So it's a win for the visiting Falcons. As we move closer to the regular season, they'll wrap up the preseason with the finale next week before we get it going for real come September. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.
The third and final week of the preseason is here. A 4th exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Jags and the Falcons, and it's all up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter?
us started is Logan Cook. And off we go on EA Sports. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the rookie from the University of Washington.
And it's almost without argument that the biggest surprise of the first round, I would dare say the draft, Michael Penix's selection by Atlanta at number 8 overall. A quarterback was in place in Kirk Cousins. But let's face it, the Falcons knew what they were talking about, because here's Penix as their QB1 this year, and they expect him to be for the future.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And looking to throw, Penix. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future All-Pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
And you take a look at this draft class from a season ago. Really, it grades out as a pretty darn good class.
So you have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff.
A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. Here's Penix. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 27-yard line. To the air, Penix. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. And looking to throw, Penix. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Penix working out of the gun here. Sends it to the sideline, and Mooney makes the catch. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 5 from the 8. They'll throw with Penix. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Falcons will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the landing zone. And that means they'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at the 40. Etienne up the middle. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Falcon football. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Now Penix. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Penix. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick, and he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And he's a high draft pick, so maybe a bit of a mulligan, but you never want to throw a preseason interception, especially as a rookie.
No, but this is the time to do it, right? Let's get the kinks out. He's still got to learn how to read cut.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll try the left side with ETN. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Lawrence. That is caught, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Christian Kirk, 26 yards. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from drawing level. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown. So 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. That is Josh Hines-Allen working his way in for the sack. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. From the shotgun, it's Penix. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and forever. That one deep for London. It got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. A give left side to Robinson. And down to the 41. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And Pitts is going to pick up a Falcons first down as the tackle made down at the 33. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And a dump off here to Robinson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. Back to the ground with Robinson. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 24. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll set up a throw. Able to get away. Flushed out right. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. And part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover. 2nd and 5. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Darnell Mooney, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have taken the lead. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this rookie because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now Lawrence. ETN bringing in another one. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as he gets wiped out on that one. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So here's a 3rd and 14. Handoff running left is ETN. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Checks this one down to Robinson. Finding space at the 40. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. Well, right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Back to throw here. Got an open man. It's McLeod. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game.
And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead.
Free kick out of
Move it up to the 40. And they'll accept that penalty. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at the 40. In left goes Reynolds. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away. Draw play, ETN. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Lawrence to throw. A short throw to Ingram. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the backup, A.J. McCarron. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Moore, the man in motion. On 3rd down, Robinson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Motion man left is Kirk. Looking to throw, Lawrence. His throw incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
A shotgun snap and a give to ETN. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Going for it, here's ETN. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. McCarron. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Now it's McCarron off play action. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
43 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Throw left side, taken in by Washington. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Here's Cousins. And he'll get it right back to Washington. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. To the air again, it's Cousins. And he fires one incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Throwing, Cousins. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. A run here with Dearness Johnson. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Now a handoff to Bigsby.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Another run by Bigsby.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind. Here's Logan Cook now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Here's Williams to return. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
The Falcons offense and Michael Penix set to take over once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. And looking to throw, Penix. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. To the air, Penix.
Escaping the pressure right. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
And looking to throw, Penix.
To the right side, incomplete to Washington.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
They'll throw with Penix. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Now remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Certainly some pressure here on Younghoe Koo. This to perhaps salt this one away. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They are going for it. Penix. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Dancing to his left, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. Now it looks like he'll throw here, eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. And now an audible here into something else. They'll go play action here with Penix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. And it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it. Here's Penix. Dumps this one off to Algier.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down. Up the middle they go, Washington. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Kind of a strange ballgame, Charles. We did not have a single point by either team after half. Really a defensive clinic by both sides in half number 2.
Wasn't that just beautiful to watch? Come on, man. Come over to the dark side with me. Wasn't that fun to see these defenses holding sway, right? Making sure they're controlling the game in the second half? It lets you know that you've got to score points when you can. You never know when offenses might go a little bit dry, and you need those points from earlier.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.